Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Friday, May 28th, at 3:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 676 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Florida girl Tristan Bailey, 13, was stabbed 114 times in premeditated attack by 14-year-old classmate, state attorney says. Survivor, California shooter was outsider in workplace. Mitch McConnell reportedly asked other GOP senators to vote against the January 6th commission as a personal favor. Poll, majority of Americans believe January 6th Capitol riot was an attack on democracy. Race massacre remembrance event cancelled, rescheduling hoped. Baton Rouge police strip search teen and enter home without warrant. Report alleges Missouri lawmaker had sex with intoxicated teen as on-duty cop. Safety ratings yanked after Tesla pulls radar from two models. A special session, tensions boil between House, Senate and Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Biden backs enormous Trump-era Alaska oil drilling project deposed by environmentalists. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. UN Rights Council orders inquiry into Israel after Gaza strife, The New York Times. The colleagues killed in San Jose mass shooting were like family, official says. Here's who they were, CNN. 22-year-old on becoming America's first vaccine millionaire, I thought it was a prank call, The Washington Post. NASA's Mars helicopter goes on wild ride after navigation error, NBC News. Kanye West returns to KUWTK to help give Kris Jenner the most epic birthday gift, online. Chris Paul starting for Suns, is full go for Game 3 versus Lakers, Arizona Sports. A Quiet Place 2 Feet and Cruella battle for number 1 at Global Weekend BOS theatrical marketplace hopes for summer recovery, Deadline. Biden goes on offensive against economic critics, argues rising wages show his agenda is working, CNBC. China's stonewalling of COVID origin probe led Biden to reveal latest intelligence review, NBC News. Aaron Rodgers trade rumors, Packers not budging, don't want to move QB, Bleacher Report. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Cubs star turns ordinary ground ball into the adventure of a lifetime. Senator Lisa Murkowski says Mitch McConnell is blocking January 6th commission for political gain. U.S. Capitol Officer Brian Sicknick's grieving mom hits the Hill to plead for January 6th commission. Feds reportedly probing if Ukrainian officials used Giuliani to spread disinformation. Jaw-dropping, gargantuan shark has students on sailboat screaming. Emmanuel Macron, France bears some responsibility for Rwanda's genocide. 10-year bid for 1619 project creator Nicole Hannah-Jones has been resubmitted. Giant tortoise thought to have gone extinct a century ago found on Galapagos Island. Matt Gaetz says he's considering a presidential run and Twitter has thoughts. Idaho's lieutenant governor bans mask mandates while governor is away on business. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Child sexually assaulted inside bathroom. Man accused of biting, kicking cop to avoid jail. Gunman suspected of shooting 3 police officers. Father being brought back to face charges. Tenants dealing with reoccurring sewage problems. Mayor proposal to cut off liquor sales. Police, controversial sign posted at restaurant deemed a prank. Missing man's body recovered from river. City puts residents on secret difficult list. $731.10 Powerball jackpot ticket claimed. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Jimmy Lai and other Hong Kong activists are sentenced over October 1st protest. Virus cases on U.S. college campuses are slowing down. Russia appears to carry out hack-through system used by U.S. aid agency. NYC and homelessness, lawmakers take dramatic step to stem rise. Prosecutors investigating whether Ukrainians meddled in 2020 election. Former astronaut pleads guilty in crash that killed 2 young girls. Taiwan drought, residents pray for rain and scramble to save water. Boat carrying Cuban migrants overturns, killing 2 and leaving up to 10 missing. Free Luis Manuel Otero Alcantara. Paul Ryan critiques Trump's grip on the Republican Party. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Jersey Shore star Mike the Situation Sorrentino welcomes son with wife Lauren. Ingraham exposes Beijing's American collaborators who cover for China. This day in history, May 28. Minnesota girl Trinity Addison Smith, 9, dead after struck by stray bullet while jumping on trampoline. Idaho deputy fired for viral TikTok mocking LeBron James, the latest target of cancel culture. California's strict gun laws no deterrent for San Jose gunman. Friends star Matthew Perry recalls feeling like he was going to die while filming every episode. Jake Tapper suggests he hasn't changed much as a journalist, says it's okay to be opinionated on decency. Elton John receives iHeartRadio Music Awards icon nod as Chris Martin jokes he doesn't know much about him. CBS admits COVID lab leak theory developments are vindication of sorts for Trump-era officials. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Friday, May 28. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Whoever is watching this, they're going to get a thrill. Willie T. Ribbs, Paul Tracy, Ernie Francis Jr. discuss superstar racing experience. Child tax credit, how much will you get each month? Stimulus check update, will you get a 4th relief payment? Kevin Clark, drummer and one-time child actor in School of Rock, killed in Logan Square bicycle accident. Rugrats voice actors for example Daly and Cheryl Chase call new animation style brilliant, every time they would show us we would just gasp. Watch, injured Russell Westbrook has to be restrained after Sixers fandoms popcorn on him. Who is Samuel Cassidy, gunman in San Jose mass shooting at VTA rail yard? The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Prince Harry speaks about how he dealt with Meghan feeling suicidal. Friends reunion, Matthew Perry says he had sweating and convulsions filming original series. U.S. public health experts call for urgent action to assess risks of holding Olympics. Nearly 3/4 of patients with moderate or severe COVID had at least one long-term symptom. Prince Harry reveals how he coped with Meghan's suicidal feelings. A Stitch in Time, giant 16th century tapestry gets restored. Average age of newly infected Britons drops to just 29. Brian Viner looks back at the history of 101 Dalmatians. Pictured, woman who was stabbed to death at home in South Yorkshire as son is charged with murder. Sisters who flew dozens of Polish people into UK to make bogus benefits claims worth 300k jailed. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Hong Kong tycoon gets 14-month jail term over 2019 protest. COVID-19 live updates, researchers clash over call for harder look into pandemic origins. In Mexico, campaigners fear attacks that have killed 34. For Biden, it's back to the future in the Middle East. Olympic Games could create an Olympic strain, warns head of Japan Doctors Union. Purported bomb threat Belarus cited in plane interception was sent after flight diverted, email provider says. The Wuhan lab leak theory is getting more attention, that's because key evidence is still missing. Tasmanian devils are being born on Australia's mainland after 3,000 years, but can they survive? As U.S. calls for focus on COVID origins, China repeats speculation about U.S. military base. Macron acknowledges some French responsibility in Rwandan genocide and asks forgiveness. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Coronavirus live news. India sees lowest new cases in 6 weeks, Japan expected to extend restrictions. NASA's Mars helicopter goes on stressful wild flight after malfunction. Cap now, Batman takes holiday in Benidorm in DC Comics anthology. Italy cable car crash, 5-year-old survivor to be moved out of intensive care. A state-sponsored hijacking, the arrest of Belarus blogger Roman Protasevich. Hong Kong bans Tiananmen Square vigil, citing COVID restrictions. Senate Republicans will likely sink Democrats' bid to set up Capitol Attack Commission. Amazon's mental health kiosk mocked on social media as a despair closet. California launches largest U.S. COVID vaccine lottery yet with $1.50 en prize. Site in Syria could be world's oldest war memorial, study finds. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. New Texas law bans TV reality shows from working with law enforcement. Vaccine incentive offers $1.5 million each for 10 people in this state. Lori Vallow Daybell ruled unfit to stand trial on charges related to kids' deaths. Family donates kidney of Israeli man to Palestinian woman. Ex-Speaker Ryan to GOP, reject Trump, second-rate invitations. Rock concert selling tickets for $18 if you're vaccinated, $1,000 if you're not. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Hong Kong, Jimmy Lai jailed again for pro-democracy protests. Open Skies Treaty, U.S. tells Russia it will not rejoin key arms control deal. In Tarrant Hedgebill acquittal, judge questions appropriate behavior for rape victims. Friends reunion, BTS, Lady Gaga, Justin Bieber censored in China. Patras Colors, Black Lives Matter co-founder resigns. U.S. rapidly planning to evacuate Afghan interpreters. Mystery plans to redraw Balkan borders alarm leaders. Drones and live streams, how tech is changing conservation. The looming battle over abortion in the U.S. Taiwan must choose between virus and politics. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Eritreans commit atrocities in Tigray region. Such extreme steps, San Jose killer intricately planned rail attack with a simple motive in mind. The day in pictures. Witness saw California co-workers take last breath. I'm not going to shoot you, gunmen appear to target victims at San Jose rail yard, spared others. Lori Vallow Daybell, accused of killing her 2 children, ruled unfit for trial. What the Memorial Day flag-laying ceremony means to one soldier. California to offer $116.50 in vaccine prize money. Ohio woman claims state first $1 vaccine jackpot. Live COVID-19 updates. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. LA Metro votes to create financial plan for offering free rides to students, low-income riders. LA transportation leaders stop short of pulling the plug on 710 freeway expansion. LA agrees to pay 4 Los Angeles Police Department officers $30,000 each over disputed blue flu claims. Judge rails at LA officials for causing homelessness through structural racism. They don't disagree. LA County Sheriff's deputy charged with perjury over testimony in gun case. San Jose shooting, victims, all VTA employees, mourned by their colleagues as family. California to pay $116.5 million in gifts, cash to those who get COVID vaccinations. Rewarding boy shooting death on 55 freeway tops $300,000, suspects urged to surrender. California voters will decide in 2022 whether to allow sports betting. Picture perfect, photo booth documents one high school's prom. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Friday, May 28, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Germany for the first time recognized it had committed genocide in Namibia during its colonial occupation, with Berlin promising financial support worth more than €1 billion to aid projects in the African nation. German settlers killed tens of thousands of indigenous Herero and Nama people. U.S. Intel report identified 3 Wuhan lab researchers who fell ill in November 2019. Remains of 215 children found at former residential school in British Columbia, Canada. 600 musicians sign letter calling for Israel boycott in support of Palestine. Israel rejects U.S. plan to reopen consulate for Palestinians in occupied Jerusalem. Canadian mass grave found from residential schools. Canada supports U.S. efforts to seek origins of COVID-19. PM Trudeau. Open Russia opposition group shuts down under pressure. The organization says it is disbanding to protect its members from being prosecuted. The Russian government has intensified its efforts to sideline opposition voices in the lead-up to elections later this year. Syrian President Bashar Assad wins re-election with 95.1% of votes. UN Rights Council orders unprecedented open-ended probe into Israel's treatment of Palestinians, after the UN rights chief said Israeli forces may have committed war crimes. Germany threatens sanctions spiral unless Belarus frees prisoners. This is the price of war. Israeli newspaper publishes photos of all 67 Palestinian children killed in Gaza onslaught. Russia refuses to allow European planes to land in Moscow. Egypt invites Israel and Hamas for direct talks in Cairo. Israel accepts. Russia prohibits Austrian Airlines flight to arrive without entering Belarusian airspace, reports. The next headlines are from Forbes. Trump cheered an election review in this tiny New Hampshire town. Auditors just said there's no proof of fraud. New workflows are driving growth. Here's how Adobe and Coca-Cola envision the transformation. Watch the Horizon Forbidden West gameplay reveal right here. Olivia Moultrie's lawsuit against NWSL could reverberate across the women's sports landscape. Auto sales recovery is for real, record sales expected 3rd month in a row. Senate committee okays bill to boost electric vehicle credits up to $12,500. Book review, Peter Baker and Susan Glasser's excellent The Men Who Ran Washington. 3 Washington officers charged in death of black men who called out, "I cannot breathe." Most Americans think the GOP is working against the democracy and want January 6th commission, polls find. Public coronavirus testing sites closing as vaccinations curb infection rate. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Paleontologists hope Biden will restore protections on fossil-rich U.S. lands. Elite U.S. Science Academy expels astronomer Jeff Marcy following harassment complaints. Scientific image sleuth faces legal action for criticizing research papers. Divisive COVID lab leak debate prompts dire warnings from researchers. Gibberish papers still lurk in the scientific literature. BNT162b2 vaccine induces neutralizing antibodies and poly-specific T cells in humans. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,708,004,882 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. iHeartRadio Music Awards keep the Weeknd's Vindication lap going. Dance of the 41 Feet Review, Mexican Netflix drama spotlights a 19th century queer scandal. DMX's posthumous exodus is a strong, moving final chapter, album review. How Disney's Launchpad Shorts program persevered through the pandemic to give 6 filmmakers their global debut. Elton John saluted by Demi Lovato, Brandi Carlile, H.E.R., Lil Nas X at iHeartRadio Awards. Lil Nas X talks pants split, promises something crazier for next music video at iHeartRadio Music Awards red carpet. Friends, best 30 episodes, ranked. 10 AAPI executives making an impact in the music industry. Endangered Species Review, hyenas threaten to tear apart family before they can do it themselves. J. Cole, Kid Cutie, Future 2 headline 2021 Rolling Loud California Festival. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Harris pushes companies to invest in Guatemala, Honduras and El Salvador. Senate is poised to approve a major science funding bill to compete with China. A vaccine patch could someday be an ouchless option. An Alabama man is suing a deputy because he says tight handcuffs led to an amputation. In new Italian Netflix series Zero, a black hero makes invisibility his superpower. Tacoma police charged with murder in case where black man said he couldn't breathe. Voting restrictions are further politicizing U.S. electoral system, journalist says. You can still count the number of black CEOs on one hand. San Jose's mayor says the gunman set fire to his own home before killing 9. NPR names KPCC's Martinez as new host for Morning Edition and Up First. The following headlines are from The Week. Tennessee woman arrested for driving through vaccination tent at high speeds, yelling no vaccine. Biden, Republicans touting COVID relief bill benefits after voting against it have no shame. California's new plan to boost vaccination rates involves giving away $116.5 million in cash, gift cards. Report, federal prosecutors investigating whether Ukrainians interfered in 2020 election. Paul Ryan is set to warn the GOP to move away from the populist appeal of one personality. Biden quickly pivots from January 6 commission to ice cream. Glee star Heather Morris says cast was scared to report Lea Michele's alleged bullying. The complicated case of whether Trump helps the down-ballot GOP. The end of summer as we knew it. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Texas educators worry bill limiting the teaching of current events and historic racism would whitewash history. The next headlines are from Physics Buzz News. Reset your brain. The next headlines are from Universe Today. New observations fail to confirm a planet at Barnard star. Move over Artemis Accords, behold the Lunar Governance Report and Eagle Manifesto. These are the news headlines for today, Friday, May 28. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. How shrinking planets might explain missing planets. Meteors from rare long-period comets. Virgo, here's your constellation. It's almost time for Manhattanhenge. Omega Centauri is the Milky Way's largest star cluster. The next news is from Politico. George Floyd's murder transformed America. Facebook will give to candidates again, but not Republicans who voted against certifying Biden's win. Manhattan could pursue racketeering charge in Trump org probe, experts say. Trudeau's own MPs demand land for Canada-US border. US tells Russia it won't rejoin Open Skies Arms Control Pact. BLM's Patra's colors to step down from Movement Foundation. Team Trump sees a political upside to his mounting legal troubles. Is gerrymandering about to become more difficult? Tech group sue DeSantis over social media bill. Democrats are stuck on abortion and gun control. They have a backup plan. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. It's time to reclaim our iPhones. City is rethinking racial audits. Jamie Dimon slams as bureaucracy, BS. Inside running, major revamp for the Spring Carnival. How King Otto conquered Europe. NSW Labour set for bitter leadership battle after Jody McKay resigns. Messy path to recovery for rudderless NSW Labour. Gallery, the best photos from around the world. Victoria COVID live updates. Merlino requests ADF support as first day of statewide lockdown begins. 4 more local cases recorded. Australia News Live. Victoria begins lockdown as state records 4 more local cases. Jody McKay resigns as NSW Labour leader. Furry Kung Fu fable is mutated, but certainly not evolved. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. MarketWatch first take. The pandemic PC boom is still happening, but twin dangers loom. The moneyest, my mother, 65, passed away and left me her house and mortgage. Her partner, 72, lives there. What are my moral obligations here? Could removing one item from your dinner plate reduce the risk of heart disease? A new study of 28,000 people says yes. The Wall Street Journal, Nike dropped soccer star Neymar after sexual assault allegations. Cryptus, ARK's Cathie Wood blames Elon Musk, ESG investors for recent crypto crash. The Wall Street Journal, FDA, J&J set to announce Baltimore vaccine plant ready to reopen. Market Extra, I am worried about day-to-day people when it comes to rising inflation, warns investment manager. What's worth streaming in June 2021, summer fun within the Heights, Lupin, Loki and more. Outside the box, inflation in drug prices is soaring and it's time to break Big Pharma's grip on our health. Earnings results, Salesforce stock rises on earnings beat, increased outlook. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Davy Carr blames schools if India's kids cannot show creativity or be innovative, Deccan Chronicle. Cleveland Clinic fills new role, Executive Director of Innovations, Healthcare IT News. Gerard Jerry Costello. The Deerfield Valley News, Deerfield Valley News. Convergent behavior, trends in AI health tech patent filings, intellectual property, UK, Mondac News alerts. UC Berkeley will auction NFTs of Nobel Prize-winning inventions to fund research, UC Berkeley. Senator Chris Coons says no one who has ever criticized intellectual property can head the patent office, TechDirt. First patent holder says China's now an IP power, ChinaDaily.com CN, China Daily. Protection of business concepts under intellectual property law in Nigeria, intellectual property, Nigeria, Mondac News alerts. PCSIR, IPO Pakistan join hands to promote inventions, patent culture in country, Urdu Point News. Pharmather collaborates with Medisynergics to develop patented ketamine formulation for pain disorders and to discover novel, Globe Newswire. The next headlines are from Quartz. The world's largest crypto exchanges have invested in India despite unfriendly policies. HKEX is key to China's plan to internationalize its economy. Costco is proof that in-store shopping is far from over. The chip shortage is pitting Bitcoin miners against gamers. Charlie Bit Me won't be leaving YouTube after all. The death counters, how journalists in Narendra Modi's home state exposed India's COVID-19 deception. Elizabeth Warren doesn't buy Jamie Dimon's commitment to conscious capitalism. How businesses can create lasting change to advance racial equity for Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. Thousands have joined Hong Kong's national security law exodus to the UK. How the venture capital community can better support Black founders. The following headlines are from TechDirt. High school teacher's copyright suit against Netflix gets dismissed because coincidence isn't protectable. A second Cambrian explosion of open source licenses, or is it time for open source lawyers to have fun again? Private security company thinks it should be able to take people to jail just like real cops. First legal challenge to Florida's unconstitutional social media moderation law has been filed. U.S. Postal Service's social media surveillance program uses Clearview's facial recognition tech. Daily Deal, the 2021 Complete Computer Science Training Bundle. Senator Chris Coons says no one who has ever criticized intellectual property can head the patent office. Verizon forces users onto more expensive broadband plans just to get $50 COVID subsidy. Warner Brothers bullies Airbnb Hobbit-themed offering into changing its name over Hobbit trademark. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Ragnarok. Santos vs Cruz Azul. Aiden Fuji. Lady Gaga. Miami Heat. iHeartRadio Music Awards 2021. Horizon Forbidden West. Christopher Lee. Terry Silver. Dying Light 2. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Caitlyn Jenner vows to cancel culture and wake up the woke if elected California governor, gets ratioed by Twitter mob. UFO whistleblower accuses Pentagon of concerted effort to discredit him and hide truth from American people. Black Lives Matter co-founder criticized for buying multiple mansions resigns to focus on book and TV deals. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot sued for racist policy of granting interviews only to non-white reporters. Vax for the win, California launches largest vaccine lottery in U.S. with $1.5 million prizes and $50 gift cards for losers. Idaho police officer whose viral video mocked LeBron James gets fired, as city mayor calls for common understanding. Amazon gives its employees mindfulness booths at work, critics call them despair boxes. Netanyahu blasts UN Human Rights Council for blatant anti-Israel obsession after it votes to investigate Gaza conflict. Washington State AG charges 3 police officers over killing a black man who died after saying he couldn't breathe. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Thousands flee eastern Congo amid further risk of volcanic eruptions. Drivers beware, the deadly perils of blank check traffic stops. U.S. sitting on raft of unexamined virus intel, former official says almost no evidence of natural origin. Assad elected through 2028 after predictable landslide Syria election, denounced by West. China braces for summer of floods as 97 rivers exceed warning levels. Lockheed Martin put executives through training to unlearn white male privilege, report. America's lone carrier in Asia-Pacific will depart region for Afghan troop withdrawal. Brain-computer interfaces, don't worry, it's just a game. Illinois McDonald's offers free iPhones to new hires amid labor shortage. California joins the long list of states, companies, and sports leagues bribing Americans to get vaccinated. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Hong Kong's Jimmy Lai faces new sentence over democracy protests. Fake news alert, Taiwan fights disinformation as COVID surges. Indonesia jails banned group's hardline leader for COVID breaches. U.S. condemns violent security crackdown on Iraqi protesters. Hints to San Jose shooter's motive emerge. U.S. Attorney General expands resources to combat hate crimes. Black Lives Matter co-founder to step down amid criticism. Hong Kong threatens bankers with jail time over lie accounts. Africa needs 22nd AstraZeneca jabs in 6 weeks, WHO. Sit back and enjoy the show. AMC soars past $14 billion market value. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Mo Brooks introduces border security bills to help stem the illegal alien tsunami. Black Lives Matter co-founder Patrisse Cullors resigns. Raskin on January 6 commission, we need to get the truth out, make Trump an absolute pariah in America. ADL CEO, some in Congress not clearly denouncing anti-Semitism by qualifying statements with mentions of anti-Palestinian hate. Watchdog, Energy Sec, Jennifer Granholm electric bus stock sale leaves many unanswered questions. Terrifying, filmmaker gets Portland College students to donate to sham Hamas fund to kill Jews. Senate passes Josh Hawley, Mike Brown bill requiring Biden to declassify intelligence on COVID's origin. Investigator for COVID origin probe reportedly halted by Biden admin, evidence disproportionately pointed to lab origin. Palm Beach County, Florida, supervisor of elections claims no legal obligation to immediately return $1.3 million to Zuckerberg-funded CTCL. MSNBC's Reid, Wright fighting critical race theory in attempt to avoid repairing America's raw, racial violence. The next headlines are from UPI News. South Carolina woman wins $125,000 from Mother's Day gift. Tiny puppy rescued from Texas sewer. Crater of Diamonds visitor makes 2.2-carat discovery. Website offering duo $2,000 to play video games for 21 hours. Watch, Los Angeles 2-year-old becomes youngest Mensa member. Watch, Houston's Darth Vader house listed for $4.3 million. Look, candle image of the world and Buddha sets Guinness record. Watch, South Carolina angler hooks alligator in saltwater marsh. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. May is asparagus month and you should celebrate. These 10 plants will get rid of mosquitoes this summer. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Shepherd is hailed as hero, braving freezing temperatures to save 6 runners in Chinese ultramarathon. A never-before-documented flower blooms on one of world's rarest trees, a hopeful sign for a comeback. Jaden Smith to open a vegan restaurant where homeless people can eat for free. Harvesting air conditioning condensation could replace cities' potable water use. 8 cheap gardening hacks for plants, using wine and plastic bottles, orange peels and coffee grounds. Paul McCartney is helping people grow their own fruits and vegetables in the UK for better health and well-being. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Friday, May 28th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Ohio lawmakers want to abolish vaccine requirements, all vaccine requirements. He's been asking Walmart to pick up its trash for 3 years, but when he did it himself, Walmart called the police. Texas man returns home to find dead woman in his bed. How an inmate serving a murder sentence made a huge mass discovery. North Korea bans skinny jeans, mullets and fight against capitalism. Bitter ongoing feud leads to stabbing inside Vancouver courthouse. Man hides in Walgreens, then tunnels through wall to get opioids, Tennessee cops say. Quebec needs its own emoji as soon as possible, say legislators in unanimous vote. This NYC hotel is offering a discount to anyone whose first or last name is James. Central Park Aaron sues ex-employer for discrimination. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Nintendo's 4K Switch will likely be announced any day now. League, Sony's WF-1000X-M4 are looking like amazing high-end earbuds. Majority of Europeans would replace government with AI. Oof, they're so wrong. Report, the shared mobility industry is finally recovering from COVID-19. The UK is getting new scooter parking racks to reduce street hazards and help the blind. Schoollists say I to turn you into a serious piano player without the frustration. 3 free tips to assess the credibility of financial advice on FinTalk. Germany says JA2 fully autonomous vehicles hitting public roads in 2022. How to make it as a non-specialist founder. After Delhi police's visit, Twitter India says it's concerned about its employees. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Versatile coronavirus antibody may be starting point for broader-acting vaccines. Driving in the snow is a team effort for AI sensors. Dark Energy Survey releases most precise look at the universe's evolution. Key early steps in gene expression captured in real time. Partners in crime, agricultural pest that relies on bacteria to overcome plant defenses. Engineer defect in crystalline material boosts electrical performance. Managing global climate change and local conditions key to coral reef survival. Technology predicts protein stability. Parasites as fountains of youth, study finds infected ants live much longer. How more inclusive lab meetings lead to better science. The next headlines are from Information Week. Preparing future data scientists for jobs of tomorrow. Data is the cure for what's ailing the supply chain. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Friday, May 28 from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. Media invited to Administrator's State of NASA remarks on climate, Artemis. NASA schedules live coverage of Russian spacewalk. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Police confirm death of 16-year-old in Taylorsville was a homicide. 3 Utah Jazz fans banned after heckling family of Ja Morant. Prior fan lawsuit against Jazz, Russell Westbrook dismissed. Utah store owner pleads guilty to wildlife trafficking. We're exploring 150 things to do in Utah, and we need your help. In a 1-1 series headed to Memphis, the Utah Jazz have a Ja Morant problem. How will they solve it? Report, Bio headed to Bahamas in 2022 for Battle for Atlantis. Drought-induced fish die-offs expected at several Utah water bodies. Nearly 46% of eligible Utahns have been fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Utah Bio has a kickoff time for September 11th. Kickoff for Utes opener versus Weber State still TBD. Highland High School has a definite Utes flavor with hiring of new football, basketball coaches. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. More people are buying wearables than ever before. Cities have their own distinct microbial fingerprints. The Boring Company tests its Tesla's in-tunnel system in Las Vegas. Epic Games launches Unreal Engine 5 Early Access, shows massive 3D scenes. German scientists identify possible cause of vaccine blood clots. Tech liability shield has no place in trade deals, groups say. Colorado ditches SAT, Act and legacy admissions for public colleges. Cox appeals $1 billion piracy liability verdict to save the internet. A disturbing, viral Twitter thread reveals how AI-powered insurance can go wrong. Industry group sue to stop Florida's new social media law. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Nearly 3 dozen children struck by gunfire in St. Louis area in 2021. Fox files, Alton man wants to know why police were rummaging through his house. Plan to develop former Crestwood Mall site heads to public hearing. Shots ring out at North St. Louis County apartment complex. Storm knocks tree into Winsville home. Missouri lawmaker accused of sex with teen while serving as police officer. Police asking for public's help with identifying suspect in hit-and-run fatal motorcycle crash. St. Charles Police honor 9-year-old guardian angel with Lifesaver Award. Cure violence program reducing gun-related crimes in Missouri's 100-mile yard sale to return for Memorial Day weekend. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. 1 hospitalized, 2 buildings struck by gunfire in Logan Heights shooting. California has more than 123K unspent stimulus checks, most in U.S., report says. $100 gets U.S. bound migrants past National Guard checkpoints in Mexico, advocate says. Migrants at Tijuana campsite ask for COVID-19 vaccines as some show signs of illness. 23 charged with trafficking guns, drugs in South Bay gang crackdown. San Diego's COVID-19 positivity rate below 1% over past 2 weeks. Police seek to ID man who allegedly attacked elderly man at trolley station. There's finally closure, family relieved to see arrest in 2019 murder. Legoland California opens the Lego Movie World, 6 new attractions. Oceanside hiker's body found in remote part of Joshua Tree. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. Need to break the cybercrime pandemic chain. Australian Yang Hangjin faces court in China on espionage charges after 2 years in detention. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. French Navy will receive more H-160 helicopters. U.S. Army Apache helicopter makes emergency landing in Romania. Singapore Air Force deploys its fighter jets and spy plane to Guam. Raytheon secures $16.7M contract modification for mine countermeasure assets. Lockheed Martin gets $30.6M deal to support Aegis ashore site in Poland. U.S. Army awards contract to Oshkosh Defense for new heavy support vehicles. U.S. Army takes delivery of new robotic combat vehicle prototypes. U.S. Army awards contract to General Dynamics for 105mm tank ammunition. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Taiwan accuses China of blocking Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine supply. The Friends reunion airs in China, without Lady Gaga, Justin Bieber, and BTS. Searching for belonging. American students at Chinese universities adapt to pandemic fallout. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Friday, May 28, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Professor explains how to talk to children about gun violence. Holiday weekend weather, temperatures to heat up across Bay Area. I just cannot believe he did this, San Jose VTA shooter's ex-wife speaks out. Video shows San Jose gunman walk between buildings where he killed 9 co-workers. Heavy smoke visible at Richmond Chevron refinery. Co-worker witnesses San Jose VTA victims take last breath. San Jose VTA shooting, Caltrain will provide free rides to vigil. VTA officials honor employees killed in mass shooting. Multi-vehicle collision shuts down lanes on Bay Bridge. CVS offers Super Bowl trip, sweepstakes prizes to people who get COVID shot. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Mercedes sees lift White Sox past Orioles. Disgruntled worker who killed 9 appear to target victims. Schaumburg Boomers players, coaches and fans just happy to be back on the field. Hong Kong media tycoon and pro-democracy advocate Ginny Lai gets 14 months in jail for role in unauthorized assembly. Plague of ravenous, destructive mice tormenting Australians. Clippers look to avoid another playoff meltdown versus Mavericks. Boys volleyball, Wheaton North rallies past Saints in 3. Victims of shooting recalled as loving, kind-hearted, heroic. Beams of light bring sculpture to life, honor fallen firefighters at Naperville ceremony. Democrats revise legislative map proposal days before adjournment. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Seattle street parking rates set to increase in June as business districts rebound from virus. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. Drought is ongoing in Kenya. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Libya, Tunisia. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Azerbaijan, Iraq, Iran, Jordan, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. Volcanic eruption is ongoing for Nyiragongo in Dr. Congo. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Friday, May 28th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Images capture Katy man breaching U.S. Capitol during January 6 riot. A deputy fire marshal accused of killing volunteer firefighter in Waller County. COVID immunity could last up to a year, including those who have had virus, study shows. Sheriff Sam Cassidy, gunmen who killed 9 in San Jose rail yard shooting, appear to target victims. Harris County %4 Constable's Office launches task force to tackle surge in repeat offenders. Is Baylor University liable for a student's sexual assault? The civil trial continues. Metro offering up to $4,000 sign-on bonus for bus drivers and mechanics. Fort Bend County's K-9 deputy Duco retires after 4.5 years of service. Trinity County attorney saves baby trapped in flipped car, all during a rainstorm. Glow Fund distribution a failed attempt to pit city, county against each other. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Staying home, Lakers ink Staples Center lease through 2041. Cardinals Martinez has no hit bid end in 7th inning. Tankers impossible voyage signals new sanction evasion ploy. IQ 146 2-year-old genius becomes youngest American Mensa member. Canadians beat Maple Leafs 4-3 in OT to force Game 6. No Tokyo Games for Rugby Sevens gold medalist Emily Cherry. Leading off, Otani rerouted to Friday, Thor out 6 weeks. Reds beat Nats 3-0 after Washington wins suspended Game 5-3. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Dissent threatens to implode Diane Morales' mayoral campaign. Extra, pandemic pups will have rough time when parents go back to offices. Your Summer Guide to Rockaway Beach Food 2021. De Blasio will back redesign of McGuinness Boulevard after Greenpoint teacher's death. Some beloved playground animal sculptures moving to retirement home in Queens Park. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. The pandemic threatened air ventilators. Will NY officials change course before the next crisis? Open streets are here to stay. Not everyone's thrilled about it. Early edition, researchers swabbed dozens of subway systems, and what do you think they found? Madison Square Garden erupts in joy after Knicks win playoff game. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Why stakeholder coalitions could be key to the Glasgow Climate Summit success. Youth demand action on nature, following IUCN's first ever Global Youth Summit. UN chief appeals to business leaders to help quell a tsunami of suffering caused by COVID. Up to 400,000 could be displaced by new Goma eruption in Dr. Congo, warns UNICEF. Boost investments in nature to combat climate, biodiversity and land degradation crises. Israel-Palestine, political solution only way to end senseless cycles of violence. COVID-19 widens learning gap for girls in rural Ghana. UN salutes dedication and bravery of peacekeepers, recognizes contributions of youth toward peace. The issue is exploitation, not migration. To beat COVID, beat HIV, and beat inequality, find the money. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Biden unveils $6 trillion budget that will raise federal spending to highest post-WW2 level. 10,000 COVID infections reported in fully vaccinated people so far, CDC says. Biden ATF nominee David Chipman says he supports banning AR-15s. Rand Paul, Fauci cannot investigate himself, get him under oath. Immunity to the coronavirus may persist for years, scientists find. WooOrg pays another $245 to former CEO Adam Neumann to clear last obstacle to SPAC deal. Watch, and again the latest episode of Solutions Watch focuses on positive messaging and spreading the truth. U.S. judge rejects Bayer's $2 billion deal to resolve future Roundup suits. Eisenhower rejected military chief's demand for nuclear war on China, classified account of 58 Taiwan Strait crisis reveals. As F-35 problems piled up, Lockheed Martin sent top exec on course to deconstruct his white male privilege. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Woman in racist Central Park confrontation sues over firing. Yearbooks recalled over students citing Hitler's Mein Kampf. Review, a Gwazi, tear-filled reunion for Friends actors. Tacoma officers face charges in restraint death of black man. GOP poised to block bipartisan probe of January 6th insurrection. Does video show giant moon blocking the sun over the Arctic? What is critical race theory and why are some people so mad at it? Recall, Target Room Essentials brand shower stool. Are U.S. animal shelters seeing pet returns after pandemic puppy boom? The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Viral quote about elections misattributed to Trey Gowdy. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Jimmy Kimmel exposes the absurdity of Trump's Memorial Day message. Seth Meyers lashes out at Marjorie Taylor Greene and the January 6th Republican Trump cult. CNN's Manu Ryu flips out when Rogue Cicada jumps him, what the hell? The only way to resolve the Wuhan lab leak controversy. The Gates Green traveling freak show is the future of the GOP. State Department worker committed corporate espionage for tens of thousands in bribes, feds. Florida teen stabbed cheerleader Tristan Bailey 114 times, authorities. Doomsday mom accused of murdering her 2 kids found unfit to stand trial. Rudy Giuliani's actual legal defense, these Dems are peddling conspiracies. This is the only thing keeping my dog busy while I'm on Zoom. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Chet Green saves Yankees win in place of sick Aroldis Chapman. McCarthy, Biden budget proposal sounds like Venezuela or Cuba. Yankees Zach Britton set to begin rehab assignment. Queens man allegedly drugged and raped daughter's teen friends. Men booted from Yankee Stadium after displaying Trump 1 banner. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. The sky this week, a conjunction of Venus and Mercury. Could hazardous space weather threaten NASA's Artemis program? You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Severe storms and tornadoes threaten 22 million Americans. Rare superflower blood moon lunar eclipse captured in photos. Superflower blood moon dazzles stargazers. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Microsoft president suggests George Orwell's 1984 could happen by 2024 because of AI tech. Global temperature possibly increasing past pre-industrial level. Spanish post office's anti-racism campaign features black stamps that are worth less. CIT, 2 cops rescue man from burning truck in Texas seconds before it explodes. With Memorial Day right around the corner, gas prices reach 7-year high. With 4 firings, chaos continues in NYC mayoral candidate Dianne Morales' campaign. YouTuber arrested in India for flying dog balloon stunt. Very disturbing, Senate GOP set to block January 6 commission despite pleas from slain Capitol officer's family. Uptown Manhattan including Harlem, Washington Heights gets short end of stick for early voting, says local lawmakers. Canadian cops fatally shoot man armed with a bow and arrows. The following headlines are from military.com. Army general who allowed helicopter to fly low over D.C. protesters failed to give clear orders, IG finds. VA will soon begin processing claims for 3 new Agent Orange illnesses. At what point does VA become adequately funded? Republicans question record budget request. U.S. Special Forces could help Taiwan learn to resist Chinese invasion, Department of Defense nominee says. Police seeking assistance in slaying of Virginia military couple. U.S. tells Russia it won't rejoin Open Skies Arms Control Pact. The Air Force's new PT test is coming this July. Here's what we know. VA moves to expedite benefits for post 9/11 veterans asthma, respiratory problems. Department of Defense has a plan to evacuate Afghan interpreters, Milley says. After Senate snafu, Christine Wormuth confirmed as the first woman to lead the Army. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Democrats unveil second legislative redistricting effort, but GOP still not satisfied, calling the maps dishonest. Chicago gets 50 years to replace lead service lines, way longer than other Illinois cities. Illinois schools secluded and restrained children thousands of times this year despite pandemic closures. Coalition of Victims and Lawyers issues warning, seeks information after appeals court paves way for release of abusive priest. Illinois House approves bill that would bar school from prohibiting hairstyles such as braids and dreadlocks. Bill that would make Juneteenth a paid state holiday passes House, head to Governor J.B. Pritzker. McKinley Park residents fighting asphalt plant. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, 63,717 vaccine doses administered, 891 new cases and 42 deaths reported Thursday. Abortion funding in Illinois, from Medicaid to the Reproductive Health Act. The Spin, Lightfoot calls close of legislative session in Springfield a real nail-biter. Any chance for gun licensing bill in General Assembly? Conservative media outlet sues over Lightfoot's 2-year anniversary interview policy. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Scientists unravel noise-assisted signal amplification in systems with memory. Nothing looks good preparing for summer wildfire season. Launch postponed for Soyuz rocket with UK telecom satellites. Partners in crime, agricultural pest relies on bacteria to overcome plant defenses. Engineer defect in crystalline material boost electrical performance. Bacterium causing rabbit fever remains virulent for months in cold water. Beluga whale found dead in Alaska will help scientists better understand the endangered animals. Study sheds light on population history of North and East Asia. Effects of nanoplastics on Canadian and Guadeloupean oysters. World needs $8.1 trillion investment in nature by 2050 to tackle triple planetary crisis. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Friday, May 28th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Vice President Harris to speak at Naval Academy graduation. Lakers celebrate playoff homecoming in 109-95 win over Suns. Mariners Chris Flexen shuts down the Rangers in 5-0 win. Carolina rallies, eliminates Preds with 4-3 Game 6 OT win. Kentucky ties to Baptist Kids Agency at risk over gay rights. Bassett pitches two-hitter, fans 9 as A's beat Angels 5-0. Photos, Mariners win at home against Rangers, 5-0. Dodgers outlast rival Giants 4-3 in homer field contest. Arkansas beats Vandy 6-4, advances to SEC semis. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Horizon Forbidden West and Dying Light 2, Stay Human highlight big day of reveals. A's breakthrough in 6th inning to reward Chris Bassett and shutout of Angels. Dodgers tag Alex Wood for 3 home runs, SF Giants fall 2-4 against rivals in 2021. Biden to GOP, don't get in the way of infrastructure plan. Social spending, business tax hike drives $6 trillion Biden budget. We will heal together, hundreds gather for vigil honoring the 9 San Jose mass shooting victims. FOSTREC charges me for roads I don't drive on, and they won't answer the phone, roadshow. Victims of San Jose mass shooting worked VTA's most dangerous jobs. Prep basketball, Newark Memorial's Craig Ashmore about to coach his final game. Suspected Pittsburgh meth dealer allegedly leads cops on chase, carjacks passing vehicle to get away. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. As U.S. packs up, concern for allies left behind in Afghanistan grows. D.C. officials propose 4% increase in budget to $17.5 billion for fiscal year 2022. Janice McGeechan, Idaho Lieutenant Governor, issues executive order with Governor Brad Little away. State Department slams latest Chinese crackdown on Hong Kong rights. Republicans threaten to block January 6th commission bill as vote looms. Inside the Beltway, Rolling Thunder forever, a salute to Artie Mueller. Patras Colors, Black Lives Matter co-founder, resigns. Foster Friess, GOP donor, investor and philanthropist, dies at 81. Republican push to safeguard $200 billion from Chinese espionage fails. Bloomington City Hall Thin Blue Line flag angers activists. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Congress sought details about Biden's pledge to end U.S. support for Yemen war. They got a non-answer. Progressive groups push for new rule that could break up big banks. With thousands left homeless, Gaza reconstruction faces familiar obstacle, Israeli siege. Journalists in Australia censured for demanding better coverage of Israel and Palestine. Bolsonaro's environment minister bulldozed the Amazon. Now he's under investigation for corruption. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Friday, May 28, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Plastic in Galapagos seawater, beaches and animals. When to release free and paid apps for maximal revenue. Data from 45 million mobile users further shows poorer people less able to stay at home. COVID rules. Helping doctors manage COVID-19. Next-gen electric vehicle batteries, these are the questions we still need to answer. Researchers create machine learning model to predict treatment with dialysis or death for hospitalized COVID-19 patients. UTC researchers among collaborative improving computer vision for AI. New study confirms noble false widow spiders bites can result in hospitalization. NTU Singapore scientists turn aquaculture waste into new biomaterial for tissue repair. COVID-19 increases rate of heart attacks in people at genetic risk for heart disease. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Horoscope for Friday, May 28, 2021. Yorman Mercedes homers on 3-0, Dylan Cease strikes out 10 as White Sox tip Orioles. Remap redo, Democrats proud of revised legislative maps, but GOP dubs it another poor excuse for democracy. 6-year-old boy among 2 killed in Joliet head-on crash. Springfield scandal heats up, puts ethics reform on front burner, it's the first step to helping re-establish the public's trust. Shot and a bear vaccine bill, hair discrimination ban among bills sent to Pritzker for his signature. Why Biden's EPA chief stepped into a Chicago permit controversy. Football coach Troy McAllister leaves Phillips, will take over at Sandberg. Chicago lead pipe replacement would get major boost from Biden plan, officials say. Hulu's Plan B smarter, scruffier than the average teen sex comedy. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Friday, May 28, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Bush asks for $750 million for Harris County Harvey relief after scolding from Houston area leaders. Best virtual bets, Cine Space, Humperdinck, and Big Dreams. Patrick demands legislative OT for trans sports bill, but Abbott says not so fast. Sticks rocks again while heading, on purpose, into a crash. As life begins again, what happened here reflects on our time at home. Upcoming Houston food events, get double stacked at Hopperty. Deshaun Watson reportedly expected to skip mandatory minicamp in June. The next headlines are about world records making news. Hair so high, he could touch the sky, care11.com. Award-winning coach Dean won out of the box as ASCTA goes virtual to recognize coaches and teachers, Swimming World magazine. Wacky racers break world record using wheelie bin, wheelbarrow and barstool, The Sun. Canada-based Moga Youth's Guinness record now part of PVT course in US, The Indian Express. He's just some, Destin High unveils replica of world record Mako shark as new mascot, Destin Log. Vista Outdoor, Gould Brothers break world record, marketscreener.com. Candle image of the world and Buddha sets Guinness record, UPI News. Recalled, Tony Rich's Guinness World Record for swim bike run, triathlete. Fashion retailer wins Guinness World Record title for largest mobile clothing store, The Indian Express. BTS new song Butter has already broken 5 Guinness World Records, UPROXX. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Twitter's App Store listing shows rumor Twitter Blue subscription service for $2.99 per month. Florida is already getting sued for its probably illegal social media ban. Amazon, overworked warehouse employees can go reflect in the despair closet. I'm not sure why Evangelion's opening was used in this Olympics documentary, but it's sick. Star Wars, The High Republic's new Marvel comic, is a very intriguing mystery. Oklahoma lawmaker puts out a bounty for Bigfoot, who lives in Oklahoma. Scientists want your cats and dogs to volunteer their time for science. Citizen CEO personally directed innocent man's manhunt, reports Motherboard. Scientists tempt fate, drill record-breaking ocean hole off the coast of Japan. Security flaws could allow hackers to change certified PDF contracts. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Jacobabad in Pakistan at 120.2 degrees Fahrenheit or 49 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 100.84 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 73.8 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Ohio lawmakers want to abolish vaccine requirements, all vaccine requirements. Horizon Forbidden West gameplay reveal, swimming with tropical robosaurs. More people are buying wearables than ever before, and Apple is in the lead. Charter charges more money for slower internet on streets with no competition. Sony's Days of Play sale discounts a bunch of PS4 and PS5 exclusives. PlayStation users left out of Borderlands 3 cross-platform features. Downloading Ubuntu via BitTorrent gets Comcast customer DMCA warning. Google's 80-acre mega campus will take over a chunk of San Jose. Big Oil finds it hard to ignore pollution amid investor, court pressure. Announcement, Ars is hiring 2 reporters. The following headlines are from Raw Story. QAnon Congresswoman ripped for Mexican accent impersonation, death knell of GOP Hispanic outreach. New Russian cyber attack targets human rights orgs and government agencies in the U.S., report. Trump booed at Yankee Stadium, and he wasn't even there. Busted, teacher who secretly penned white nationalist screeds put on leave after explosive expose. Ukraine investigation will determine if Rudy Giuliani is a criminal, or just a dupe, ex-prosecutor. This is a code red, voting expert warns Biden is dangerously underestimating GOP gerrymandering. Lisa Murkowski slams McConnell's efforts to block January 6 commission, it'll never be resolved. Conservative slams GOP's traveling freak show, and predicts even Trump will lose control of the crazy. Republican announces $3 million bounty for Bigfoot, on the floor of Oklahoma legislature. 2 years in jail for police chief who slammed teenager's head in a metal door jam and lied about it. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Caution to the wind. Emails tie top Trump exec Alan Weisselberg to yet another Trump financial scandal. A shot and a beer, do vaccine incentives work? Nature will help protect us from climate doom, if we let it. 1 year after George Floyd's murder, the racial reckoning gave way to a backlash. The next items are today's top search results for Bigfoot. The 15 best TV shows of the year, so far, Gazette Extra. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Are UFOs for real? Why everyone is talking about them much more seriously now, the print. Chemists design alien life detector, chemical and engineering news. How pop culture set the stage for the coming UFO report, for better or worse, NBC News. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Silent thief of sight glaucoma, from new treatment to biological perspectives, medical dialogues. A simple model of the brain provides new directions for AI research, Tech Talks. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Can you live forever? Immortality is not possible, but you may be able to make it to 150, scientists say, Inside Edition. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Friday, May 28, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. FMR Pentagon UFO proponent claims reprisal for speaking out. FMR Director of AATIP, Luis Elizondo is cynical about upcoming UFO report video. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Friday, May 28, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News8. All rights reserved.